day, viewers. My name is Darlington Okoka, and I wish to welcome you to Delwit Electrical YouTube channel. Today, we shall be discussing on the electricity consumer rights and obligation. The electricity consumer rights and obligation. I believe all of us are consumers to electricity, meaning that we are all connected to the public power supply, which is being distributed to us by either your BDC, IKEDC, Eco Distribution, Abuja Distribution, Ibadan, Enugu, or any of the 11 discos we have in Nigeria. So, the Electric Power Sector Reform Act of 2005 has empowered the Nigeria Electricity Regulatory Commission to ensure that the electricity industry or electricity supply industry is being regulated to ensure safe, adequate, and improved electricity supply within the country. It has also been empowered, NERC has also been empowered to ensure that investors in this power sector or that have prudent investment regain or recover their investments as at when due. So that's why it's been underlined prudent investment. So it depends on the kind of investment you have in the electricity industry that the NERC would help you recover your investment. So having this in mind, and if you want to ensure safe delivery of all these services, we or you that is an electricity consumer, there are some basic rights and obligations that you have either to yourself and for yourself and with the distribution company. So what are these rules, or what are these rights, and what are these obligations? These are what we are going to be discussing today. So I would place it on your screen now for you to see what your rights are. First and foremost, all new electricity connection must be done strictly based on metering before connection. That is, no new customer should be connected by a disco without a meter first being installed at the premises. Now, everybody is complaining, or most distribution companies around the country are complaining of lack of prepaid meter. But this law is saying that before you are being connected to the public power supply, you must be metered, and it is the responsibility of these discos to meter you. So because of this unavailability, that is why we are having this problem of estimated billing. So it's the right of the disco, or it's your right for you to be metered the moment you write for application to the distribution companies. Number two, all customers have a right to electricity supply in a safe and reliable manner. So whenever there's a power outage or there's an increase in voltage from your discos, it's actually their fault, because you have the right to be given safe and reliable power supply. So normally you hear, we get high voltage today, burn my TV, burn my, no, this not the discos are supposed to be held responsible for this. So if you know these rules and you can justify and you can have your evidence that your electrical equipment were being damaged by this high voltage that is being brought to your residence, then you have the right as a consumer to write to these discos and maybe report to NERC for further replacement of your equipment. Third, all customers have a right to a properly installed and functional meter. So you have a right to a meter. You have a right to a functional meter as a customer or a consumer of electricity, in as much as you pay your bills. So because without the meters, they cannot even know how much you've been charged or how much you've consumed. So you have a right to a functional meter. All customers have a right to properly inform that they're education or educated on the electricity service. So you have to be taught, the moment they are connecting you to, normally what is expected, all these are not difficult tasks. As you are connecting it, you are connecting your meter, connecting it to public supply, you have been educated on the safety requirements of how you are going to use such power that is connected to your establishment. Then fifth, all customers have a right to transparent billing system. Now, this estimated billing that normally is being brought to so many customers without meters or non-functional meters, it ought to be transparent. Now we have the multi-year tariff order now that's ongoing. The moment you are changing, people need to know per unit how much is being charged. If there are VAT, if there are other charges, your customers or you ought to know. The distribution company ought to let you know that this is what is expected of you and these are the charges that is obtainable. 6, all unmetered customers should be issued with electricity bills strictly based on NERC estimated billing methodology. So you could go to the NERC website and see the billing methodology that has been stipulated by NERC. So whenever you don't have a meter or your meter is faulty and the discos have not responded to you and your complaint is being held in NERC, the estimated billing that is given to you shouldn't be outrageous. If it's outrageous, there are steps and checks and balances that are supposed to use to ensure that you report such incidents. Number 7, it is the customer's right to notify in writing ahead of disconnection of electricity service. Now, I don't encourage you not to pay your electricity bills. As it's a regulation, it's your right that when you consume electricity, you must pay your bills. And the only statutory reason why you should be disconnected is when you don't pay your electricity bills. But the law still empowers you as a customer, because there's every tendency that you lost your job in that month. There's every tendency that you were ill. You should be notified in writing that on the 22nd of January 2022, the officers of the so and so distribution company is coming to your residence to disconnect you for having failed to pay your electricity bill for December. So you should be notified in writing. Not you'll be at a place of work, you come back home and you are informed that your electricity has been disconnected. That's outrageous. It's outrageous. So please, when next you are being disconnected, and most people will be shy because why didn't I pay my bill? No, in as much as you have been paying your bills prior to doing you are being disconnected, you have a right to be written before you come for your disconnection. Number 8, all customers have a right to refund whenever you are overbilled. I have an instance where I was staying. All of a sudden, I have a stipulated amount I'm supposed to pay because my meter is working, but I don't know why they hardly come to read my meter. I've complained severally. So they came and gave me an estimated bill that was quite outrageous. I go to them, but I continued paying what my meter told me that was my consumption. So on the long run, after the complaint with NERC, the amount was now refunded into my account. So for a period of 4-5 months, I wasn't paying bill. It was being deducted from the money that was paid back into my account. So for you, if you know you've been overbilled and you have evidence that you've been overbilled, you took snapshot at every point in time when you took your reading, then you have a right to request for a refund. If they don't answer you, NERC is there for you to report and they will definitely respond to you. It might take some time if you don't do a good follow-up, but if you do a good follow-up, immediately they will respond to you. Now, number 9, all customers have a right to file complaints and to the prompt investigation of complaints. So, in as much as there is a delay, the law says that you have a right to complain and you have prompt investigation when NERC is not invested, because every state has they have an office, but the commission too has a zonal office. So the moment they are not responding to you, you have to go to the zone and also complain. It might look a very Herculean task, but it's not. You go to the office, drop a letter, make sure you get an acknowledgement copy when coming, and keep it for future references. Number 10, all complaints on electricity supply and other billing issues are to be sent to the nearest business unit of the disco serving that customer. So before you ever make a complaint to NERC, NERC is saying that you must meet the business unit that is responsible for your area. Complain to them, they sign an acknowledgement copy. That acknowledgement copy is what you use to go and file a complaint to the NERC, Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission. So, but what I normally advise is make your complaint to your business unit. If within a stipulated time of 1 week they don't respond to you, they don't get a call across to you, make a complaint to the head office. If they don't attend to you, then if they don't respond to you, then before going to NERC to ensure that you've covered all loopholes. Number 11, it states that if a complaint is not satisfactorily addressed, customers have a right to escalate the issue to the NERC forum office within the coverage area of the disco. So NERC is saying that your NERC forum office is within various locations. So you have a right to complain to that NERC office. And number 14 is now saying that if NERC forum office, you're not satisfied with their complaint, you could also further take that complaint to their commission, which is everybody has access to it. So don't feel that it's a Nigerian mentality that nobody will attend to you. Absolutely, they would attend to you. So appeal is accepted every given time through the commission. Now, number 13, it is the customer's right to contest any electricity bill. Any electricity bill. So you have a date where, if you are, for those of you that are using prepaid meter, you don't have problem because it's what you buy, that's what you use. But for those of you using postpaid, if your meter is not being read and you normally take your readings, and what you are bringing to you is different from what is on your meter, you have every right to contest that billing. And if you have all your evidences, it would be refunded back to you. Number 14 says that any unmetered customer who is disputing his or her estimated bill has the right not to pay the disputed bill, but pay only the last undisputed bill, as the contested bill go through the dispute resolution process of NERC. So that means if you have been paying 5,000 naira monthly for your power bills, and the next month they brought a bill of 10,000 naira to you, so, or they brought a bill of 8,000 naira to you, that you have 3,000 in excess without you increasing your load in your apartment. That means they didn't take readings, your meter readings, they just brought an estimated billing. So what the law is telling you now is that go ahead and make a payment of 5,000 naira that was the last undisputed bill, then report to NERC that you have an excess bill of 3,000 naira. So with that, they would come and resolve such issues. So if after the resolution they discover that, okay, there's been an increase in tariff which they didn't pass across to the customer, that will be another issue for dispute. But for now, you are going to be paying your 5,000 naira until the resolution is complete. The final one which we talked last week is that it's not the responsibility of electricity customer or community to buy, replace or repair electricity transformer, poles and related equipment used in the supply of electricity. I think we talked about this extensively last week. So these are rules that have been enacted by the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and I believe that it's your right to know these laws. It's the right of the discos and the distribution company to educate their customers on these laws so that they will abide to it and they'll be able to know how to lay their complaints whenever they have a dissatisfied service. Thank you very much. I believe I've been able to educate you on how your rights as an electricity consumer can be harnessed so that whenever you are being maltreated by the distribution company, you know the appropriate rules to play to ensure that this is carried out. Thank you very much. Please kindly click on the subscription icon if you know you've benefited from this lecture so that you get subsequent videos whenever we post them. Thank you very much.